And I was in the car going, I kind of miss the days when all you had to do to promote your thing is get raped by Harvey Weinstein. Now I have to drive to Culver City.
Wait, today we're joined by our most honorable co-host in the history of the show. The queen of our industry. The queen of the world. Our most viewed episode of the year, pushing 100 million views. Wow. Welcome back, Angela White.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm glad to be back.
It's an honor. It's an honor. And also a queen. Our guest today, the queen of comedy. You know her. You love her. She's executive produced. She's produced. She's directed. She's written. She's force supervised. She's done stand-up comedy. She's done podcasts. She's done it all. Not to mention modeling. Have you sang? I don't know if she sang.
First of all, I am a woman in STEM. I didn't hear that in my intro.
What's a woman in STEM?
A woman in STEM is a scientist that can handle robots. A woman in STEM. You've never heard it's a woman that programs shit.
And she programs shit.
I don't think this is happening.
This is Britney Cummings.
Shalom. I know. Isn't it kind of, are you guys a little ashamed that I have the most porn star name of anyone here?
You know what? It doesn't get referenced as much as you'd think. It's such a cliche thing.
It is. You know what's odd? Well, a couple things. Number one, I definitely think that it had a big part of why I became a comedian and leaned towards like sort of more sexual jokes and was comfortable about it.
Because you got the U in there. It's not just the O.
Well, It's also not that. Is my parents, before they met, my mom was Patty Cumming and my dad was Eric Cummings. So
no way.
So my mom was Patty Cumming. So even when they got divorced, the idea of maybe could I get out of this hell of this being my last name? I couldn't even take another name. So it's like, do you take the noun or the verb type thing?
Yeah, Cumming might be more sexual.
When I moved to LA, first there is a Wendy Cummings porn star. Like and we look just enough alike.
I don't know her. Actually.
No, this would have been back in the day. I don't think she was killing it. I don't think she was.
You know what though?
I think she's been murdered.
20 years of comedy, 20 years of porn. How about that?
Literally. Is that true?
That is true.
Yeah, you're both in the same year of being queens.
Can I ask you, when do you start counting? Because for me, I kind of was like, there was a couple years where I was not funny enough to count those years.
No, that counts.
I was trying.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I feel like in porn, you're immediately a star.
No.
Or you have to like work your way up more.
Yeah. I think that in the beginning you're a performer, of course, but I think when it comes to being a star, you have to have your name has to have risen up. You have to have done certain things and achieved.
You know, you hear a one-hit wonder from a rapper and he goes, I've been doing this 20 years. And you're like, no, you haven't. I
was just like that. It was like, can I ask you, because I was actually at a show last night called Lucha Vavoom. Have you heard of this? No. I'm taking you next time. It happens 4 times a year in LA. It's down at the Mayan Theater. It's luchador wrestling and burlesque. And I learned so much from other performers. Like, I watch porn to learn charisma, and like, y'all have an understanding of the camera as a director, as a writer, as a performer, as an entertainer. I'm like, what is it? The eye contact with the camera. On my 3rd special,
she gets it.
I'd watched a lot of porn to understand a couple of the jokes. I delivered them straight to camera, and it changed my career.
Oh. Yeah, from porn.
Like, are you thinking in terms of like, who taught you how to be so connected?
She's asking
through the camera
in porn terms, the POV blowjob.
Oh, I just mean, like, did you? It's such a like. I fuck with you, dude.
Yeah, you learn on the job. You just learn what looks good. And I, very early on in my career, I edited my own scenes.
Smart.
So that made me a better performer. So I directed my own scenes. I edited my own scenes. And when you edit your own scenes, it's mortifying in the beginning because you see everything that you do terribly wrong. But it just makes you a better performer because you're like, I shouldn't be positioning my body in that way. I should be.
Because we're our own worst critics. If it's something that can pass you, then a guy's going to certainly be fine with it. A lot of girls don't watch
anything they do, but they don't know that they take it doggy with their back like this.
Yeah, it's actually very small micro movements make the biggest difference in porn.
And you know, everyone that comes on the show, I ask them who their favorite to work with. Everyone says Angela White. They say she's the most professional, the way she talks, the way she makes you feel. Everyone hypes her up.
Can you elaborate? Because it's the same with stand-up as micro movements. Like, small things make such a big difference in stand-up and delivering a joke. What can you elaborate on that?
Okay, so
I'm just here to learn, you guys.
Yeah. Well,
I need a husband.
What's one
we'll
thing?
We'll get to your sexual skills.
Yeah, we will.
I've heard great things.
Oh, have you?
That's
Good.
Right.
You're, Dude, Reddit
some
knows
research.
all.
I mean, it's not just about looking into the camera. It's really about like.
It helps that your eyes are like the deep ocean.
Oh, well, thank you.
It is. Do you blink?
I do. Yes.
Have you ever blinked?
I have blinked.
She
But
gets
now
a
I
lot
don't
of,
want to
uh,
blink now that you're
my
saying
dead
that.
robot is blinking
I'm
more than
blinking
you
for
right
you
now.
Should we
now.
talk about why that's here, by the way?
No. I feel like it explains itself. But really quick, also another thing about why do you look like a cake? How do you look? You know, it's like, is it a cake? I would be like, it's a cake.
I don't get it.
Do you know what I'm saying? You look like how did you learn to do your own makeup?
Okay, I did not do my own makeup, firstly. This
Okay.
is makeup by Rosalinda.
But
Thank you.
No. But hold on. We've texted. You've sent me videos of you after scenes, post browsers, pre browsers. You always.
It's the cum.
Is it? How much cum do I need to have
a lot.
in my face to have your skin?
It's a lot of cum.
Like after she does
Or is it
black.com, she looks great.
Swallow it too.
Where?
The
Yeah.
cum, the protein.
I feel like you're the only person that can really answer these myths of like, is drinking cum, because cum is supposed to be pure protein, it's supposed to be good for you, right?
What I hear.
Yeah.
You look 20 years old.
Okay, honestly, I do think it's the sex. I think that the sex keeps me young.
The endorphins.
the
but
oxytocin.
do you have to have an orgasm for that to get those endorphins?
I think it's better
question.
if you do. But no, I think I can have sex without coming and still gain a lot of pleasure.
Nice.
Yeah.
Tell that to my girlfriend.
I would if she was here. Where
Whitney, do you swallow? Just while we're on the subject. You take the cum and you...
it depends. I feel like I'm a weird person to have on the show because I do what I have to do to get what I need done.
like hook up with Harvey
Do
Weinstein?
I would look. I cannot believe you just brought that up.
I'm sorry.
Because I just drove 2 hours to do this podcast. And I was in the car going, I kind of miss the days when all you had to do to promote your thing is get raped by Harvey Weinstein. Now I have to drive to Culver City.
Wait, did you?
No.
Okay, thank
I'm just
God.
saying, now I have to, on a Friday at 6 o'clock,
Okay, I
try
thought-
and talk about whether I spit or swallow. I mean, it's a little bit of
Let's talk about your roast.
It depends. No, it depends. It depends. So for me, because it's like, it's taken me a long time to enjoy sex. Like for real. Like I didn't have a big, like I talk about it a lot on stage. I think people think I'm really sexual, but I think for the most part, I always just like wanted a boyfriend to like me and I wanted to like please them. I didn't think about my own pleasure.
But you make fun of the guys during sex.
Yeah, I did
kinda your
because
thing.
I kind of like, I think I masturbated very early and I was like, as a kid, I don't know, when's a normal time to start masturbating? We don't really talk, we talk about when we lose our virginity, but not really when we start masturbating. I feel like
I think for girls, it's like mid-high school.
What?
no, well, I was a horse girl. You know, horse girls, we figure shit out way earlier.
And you pop your cherry first.
Some,
Is that a rumor?
If you break your hymen on
The hymen.
horse saddle, you're a horse. You raped it. That's bestiality. I mean, you're a bad guy.
Oh.
You're a bad person. You should be shot in the woods.
Okay.
I mean, you have to, I don't know. I feel like when my hymen broke, I feel like it's got to be pretty deep in there.
Right.
Unless you
Some people break
Yeah,
their
you're not
hymen
trotting
from
at that point.
sports.
you could play it in sports.
That's not
Yeah.
a canter.
Yeah.
They break their in
Yeah.
the luge.
Just like some people who are being really physical can actually break their own hymen. Yeah, it's a thing.
Whoa.
Yeah.
I remember in high school, grade 10
I
girls.
feel like that's what a coach that molested someone was like, no, you broke it on your own. Remember? You just were swimming so hard. Do you remember? You don't remember that?
You're so good at chess.
Yeah. But yeah, that's, I don't know. It's like, I feel like I remember the moment my hymen broke. Like because you bleed.
Was it with
Yeah.
a boy?
Yeah. Yeah, it was like during sex. It was the first time I had sex. I just remember I didn't feel it. I didn't hear a pop. It's not like Kobe running down hearing the fucking Achilles pop or anything. It just you bleed after and you're like, oh, that must have been what that was. Is that what that was?
It turns guys on because it's like, I really did take her virginity. She didn't lie. She has proof, evidence,
Okay.
crime scene evidence.
Okay.
Or she
Yeah.
just had a period, but whatever.
Yeah, or that.
Yeah.
Rich Voss has one of my favorite jokes. Because if you won't have sex with a girl on her period, you're gay.
Well, if you won't.
If you won't.
Okay.
Oh,
You're a
yes,
gay.
if you won't.
Also,
Okay.
when you're on your period, it feels better. Is that just me?
Girls are hornier. Proven.
Some people get numb. though.
AlexJones.com? What was the think tank? We got who's
That's the thing. Girls are hornier on their period. They have more hormones.
Yeah. No, but it does feel better, even though it gets dicey because it's hard to get
You know what?
Blood dries fast.
It helps with the cramps because if you orgasm, it just releases all of that.
That's why I'm against lube. I like it when it's more dry because you feel
I'm glad you like it. But that
too wet. No
you
good.
love it when your girl just like has a UTI. Is that you're just like into that?
Yeah. Like
I
no baby, no
actually
cranberry
like
juice.
it dry too. I actually do like it dry too.
Yeah,
I'm going to be honest. If it gets too wet, like if I'm really, really horny and I get too wet, I literally will take the dick out and like wipe the wetness away.
I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
kind of am like, here we are.
You know, you want the friction.
I like to ride the horse in the direction it's go. I'm like, you know what? I'll catch you next time.
So Whitney,
I don't have a lot of deep preferences during sex. Like I'm into the guy enjoying himself.
That's so sweet.
Still.
It's not so I think it's just
generous.
I think I'm very alpha in my professional life, but in my personal life I'm really not.
That's why CEOs are the ones that like to get dominatrix. It's almost like that.
There is a lot of that. I hear CEOs are getting shit on out there.
Yeah, exactly.
They're getting
That's kind of like you. You're a boss. Like at the roast, I was scared to death of you.
I'm not really.
You're a boss.
None of y'all were.
No.
I did a roast it was half OnlyFans talent, I think, half like comics, right? And normally having people not charging for admission, always like psychologically people think something's free, so they don't really care. Like when I do colleges and they're like, oh no, it's going to be a free show. I'm like, no, you got to charge them like $5 and then I'll give it back to you when you leave.
That makes sense.
Because if it's free, they'll show up late, they'll talk, they'll fuck around, whatever. And so what I realized 20 minutes into shooting the roast with OnlyFans talent, you're all the girls that the rules don't apply to you. It's all the girls that don't wait in line.
It's true.
They don't pay for drinks.
Yeah, they make their own money
And I'm like,
too.
I need you guys to be quiet imagine we're shooting the show. I had to basically be like, guys, shut the fuck up. Please sit down. You can't go to the bathroom,
Said
right?
that 100 times.
But imagine we're shooting your show right now. What if people were just getting up and doing this? You'd be a little annoyed.
Oh, yeah. But you handled that shit.
Do you know what I'm saying? People are just getting up and by the way,
You could be president.
In cowboy hats and on fentanyl. I'm just like, guys, can you do your blow at your seat? Do what Amber Heard did in court. You don't have to go to the bathroom to do it. It's just their walk. I will put a montage together of you of all the OnlyFans girls in cowboy hats just walking through the camera. We had 12 cameras. You know, so it was like, I feel like people thought I was a bitch that was there, but it's like,
She had to tell me to shut the fuck up once, and I did for the rest of the night.
I'll bet you did.
Have you ever been to a comedy taping before? It's kind of awkward.
No, not a taping.
See, it's kind of because you were on camera.
Right.
You are the star of my roast.
Right.
You have more screen time than I do.
True, you flash. He's
sitting in like the third row, and because the dais of all the other comics, Bob the drag queen,
I had a
Jim
great seat.
Norton, so I was trying to explain to everyone you're on camera.
Yeah.
So if you're talking, you look like a shitbag. You just look, not. And I was trying to like protect people to be like, or it's going to ruin the shot and I can't use it.
Whitney, did you know that at your roast is where I met the love of my life? We met at your roast.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Because I remember
at intermission, I walked over to her and I said, "You're the most beautiful girl in the world. I'm in love with you." And that's how we met, at your roast.
Okay, I'm glad you said it was at intermission because if you said
I waited. I did not want.
But you notice though, is it something like when guys are in charge, everyone shuts the fuck up. And I'm like, can you guys please stop? And then everyone just starts talking the second I finish. So I have to go like so raw dog. I have to go so nuclear.
I don't think they weren't respecting. I think you're right. It was the crowd. It was the fucking.
Or it was the drugs. Everyone in LA is on
influencers,
drugs, dude.
I'm too cool for school people.
But I'm like, aren't you guys, you of all people, you guys tape stuff. You don't have this work. I have 34 things of audio. If you guys are talking, like I can't.
Yeah, assholes.
Yeah, but I also think everyone's on drugs.
Yeah, people like drugs.
No, everyone in LA is on drugs. Edibles, microdosing. People are microdosing mushrooms during the day.
Whitney, I heard that you've never done cocaine.
I've never done cocaine.
I thought I was the only person in the world.
That's so funny because I feel like the people that have never done cocaine, everyone thinks does it.
Yes.
We already have
people think I'm a cokehead. You do.
We already have high.
I'm assuming.
Learning a lot.
No, I've never heard that.
But no, I think when you already have a high octane personality, you're kind of like, I don't want to know what would happen if I did that.
And and we're around the people on it talking in our ears. I don't want to be that guy.
I already talk too fast.
Yeah,
I have
too.
fucking carpal tunnel.
Imagine how crazy we'd be on coke.
I don't want to start another business. I'm too worried I would like make too many friends,
Yeah.
I've never done cocaine and I feel like I can't now because of fentanyl.
However, I've tried a lot of other shit.
Yeah, I've never done heroin.
No, heroin I haven't.
Molly.
Oh, Molly's lovely.